Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And somebody got taken out to the woodshed. It wasn't Geeky. It wasn't me. Apparently the director of Joker 2 was taken to the woodshed by David Zaslav. He was not happy about the financial failure of Joker 2. And
I don't know how you didn't see it coming.
I mean, it was very obvious when they said, hey, we're going to make it a musical. That's when I note that. I'm like, yeah, this is not. And then they ran the Joker through the mud and, subverted audience expectations. I mean, this movie should have been a slam dunk, a sequel to a billion dollar Joker movie with Harley Quinn. I mean, if it were like a Bonnie and Clyde thing, it would have done, I think, very, very, very well.
Yeah, they made so many bad choices. I mean, just from the trailer, I knew it was going to suck. I knew from the trailer it was not going to do well. And then when I heard what they did with the characters and stuff, I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Nope.
Yeah, so let's talk about this because it's so funny to hear people defend these movies that lose money, right? And I understand they can like the movie, like you can love the movie, you can like the movie, but at the end of the day, I guarantee you the people in charge at the studios aren't going to look at this and be like, we lost like $500 million on this movie, but it's a wonderful piece of art. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that we were able to participate in making this art.
Those directors should pay for their own pieces of art.
Honestly, I wonder if it'd be interesting if they had this in the contract, like you have to hit a certain threshold, and if not, like if we're co-producers, like you're responsible for paying us for damages if you deliberately fuck this movie up. And in this case, Todd Phillips, I believe, deliberately fucked this movie up because he was trying to send a message to the chuds. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the wrong kinds of people took the wrong things away from the first Joker movie. You couldn't have that, so he had to send a message. And it was a very expensive message.
But that wasn't his job.
That wasn't his job. Your job is to, you do the best you can do within the parameters you're given. But the reason this movie got greenlit in the first place is because the first one made $1 billion. Mm-hmm. And they expected maybe not another $1 billion, but they probably expected a hell of a lot more than it made. So let's talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
If you guys are missing notifications, please go out to clownfishtv.substack.com. You will get notified every time we do a new video. Let's talk about this. This comes from Joe Blow. A lot of people talking about it. I know Warner Brothers is not in a very good place right now. They've been laying people off like crazy. A lot of their movies not doing so well, closing down game studios. And they were probably betting on the Joker. They're probably betting on Joker to, I mean, if I were
betting it was going to fail from what I saw of it first trailer. Yeah.
I mean, it should have been money in the bank. Like, we're going to do a Joker sequel. We're going to have the Joker and Harley Quinn. And, but as soon as they said musical, like I said, I was out. I was like, I'm not even going to watch this. I don't want to watch a musical. So I think the original article, if I remember, was on Bloomberg. But this is coming from Joe Blow. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav reportedly furious about the box office failure of Joker Folie, Deux. Folie, Dud. Again, it's high art. Yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. His job is to make money.
Do high art on your own dime.
Right? Go crowdfund a movie, and you can do whatever you want to do. Singing clown, sadness, or whatever the hell you want to do. Joker was an unexpected phenomenon. They said the origin tale grossed over $1 billion worldwide and earned Joaquin Phoenix an Academy Award for Best Actor. Yeah, so of course they greenlit a sequel. Should have stopped there, yes. But with that kind of money on the table, you can't fault Warner Brothers for trying to do a sequel. They said the sequel only grossed $207 million worldwide and was trashed by critics. Not exactly the glorious follow-up, which the studio had anticipated. And
did they watch the movie when they anticipated that?
Here's the thing: do they pay attention? So I have to wonder, because if you were actually paying attention, if David Zaslav was paying attention, he would have seen the direction that they were going in. And he would have been like, this is not going to do well. But he might have the director tell him, no, this is going to subvert expectations. It's going to be fantastic. Just like when we talked about Kathleen Kennedy with The Last Jedi, right? Bob Iger should have looked at that and been like, hey, you're dragging Luke Skywalker and what the hell is going on? And people are not going to like this.
Have a franchise movie, subverting expectations is not what you want.
And look, the original Joker was not meant to be a franchise film. It was very much, I don't even think it was meant to have a sequel.
Wars, but yes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but he's like, so this is the thing, it made $1 billion. Now all of a sudden it's a franchise film. Now it's like, it's part of the DCU or whatever. And we got to make more money, make more money, make more money. And honestly, they would have been better off just not doing a sequel at all, right? Zaslav reportedly met with Warner Brothers Motion Picture Group co-chairs and CEOs. Okay, so this is Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdi behind closed doors and railed against the costly misfire. Probably like, what the fuck did you do? Why did you greenlight this? Well, the first one made $1 billion. That's why.
Mean, so was the director answering to these two, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he answered to those two.
But it was ultimately Zaslav's job to make sure that they weren't effing
It's ultimately his job. Now, I understand when you're the CEO of a company that is a multifaceted company, you can't be involved in every damn thing. And that's probably why he's chewing these guys out. But it's like nobody's paying attention. Just like Star Wars, nobody's paying attention. As long as it's making money, they don't pay attention. As soon as it stops making money, they try to figure out why it's not doing well. But at that point, it's probably too late. Damage is already done. You need to be paying attention before you had a huge misfire.
Well, they said it cost them up to $200 million.
Yeah.
In loss.
Yeah. Yeah, he attacked them for several.
I'm sure he's mad. I'm sure he is.
Because they lost all kinds of, like, they were bragging last year about how much money they made off of Hogwarts Legacy and video games. And then this year, all those gains got wiped out by Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. And then they're probably thinking, well, Joker 2 is going to be money in the bank. We're going to make all kinds of money off Joker 2 because the first one made $1 billion. Even if it does 3/4 of that, we're going to be in good shape. And who could have predicted we go from $1 billion to 200 million? I mean, that's bad. And
you're in the whole 200 million too.
Yeah. Yeah. He attacked them for several other high budget movies on the slate, which have the potential to crash and burn just like Joker 2. A Warner Brothers spokesperson is quoted as saying the meeting was a straightforward Joker 2 post-mortem and a constructive conversation on the slate. Constructive?
Sure.
I don't think it's constructive. It's probably like, why the fuck are you greenlighting these shitty movies? And Disney needs to be having this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be hauling their people into the office and being like, what are you doing? Because any other company would do that. And we're talking mom and pop companies. Your boss will chew your ass out if you lost the company a whole bunch of money. But with a mom and pop company, you might be talking about thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million. These are $200 million losses.
Yeah.
When it's all said and done, reports stated Joker 2 could lose them up to $200 million. The film also failed to make a big impression once it hit PVOD, so nobody's buying it on digital. It picked up a lot of Razzie nominations.
I'm sure it did.
So this is pretty bad, guys. And like Warner's is not in a place right now to be able to take chances. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know what's going to happen with Superman.
I don't either. I mean, the first trailer wasn't terrible. The other one, his eyes were going two different directions, and I was like, "What is that?" I don't. Honestly, the bar is low.
Yeah.
So my expectations are under the bar.
And the thing is you're not going to get. And we've talked about this at length in other videos. You're not going to get these studios taking chances. People are like, "Why don't they make new stuff?" Well, they can't really afford to.
But they're ruining the old stuff.
But they're ruining the old stuff too. So it's kind of like, so what I think what's going to happen is they're probably going to wind up taking chances, but they're going to be taking cheaper chances on stuff. They're not going to spend a bunch of money to build some like new tentpole franchise because they're getting burned on these movies.
Or they're going to spend money on movies that like Five Nights at Freddy's that didn't cost a lot, but brought a lot back, Again, it's a franchise movie, but they're going to probably we need to make movies cheaper. You got to get creative kind of thing.
Squid King and I went to go see The Monkey yesterday. And The Monkey was made on a shoestring budget. I freaking loved it. I thought it was hilarious. People didn't like it because it deviated from the Stephen King short story. But I'm like, some of the best Stephen King movies deviate from his books.
I would say most of the good things deviate from Stephen King.
Yeah, so. I've joked before, and people are going to get pissed at me, but I don't really care. Stephen King writes books for people who don't read. Or don't read often. Like, yeah. I don't think his books are that good. I've never, even when I was a kid, I'd read Stephen King books. I'm like, A, I'm not scared. B, this guy writes like a seventh grader. Like I've read better like YA books, at that point than Stephen King. But no, The Monkey was good, and it was made on because you're saying about Freddy's, and it was made on a shoestring budget. And people were like, well, it only made $15 million. I'm like, yeah, but probably only cost,
yeah, but
15.
Ironically, the first Joker was made on a very small budget. And it did what it did.
And this one was significantly more expensive, which I don't understand. Like, unless it was all going to Lady Gaga, I have no idea why it was so expensive. But it was crazy expensive. They spent a lot of money marketing this movie. And actually, the problem with marketing this movie is every time you showed people more of this movie, fewer people wanted to go see it.
Right. And why you thought, I know, let's do another Joker movie, make it a musical, is beyond me. And I'm somebody who liked musicals. I've been in musicals. I was like, what? I mean, there's just some things that you don't musical.
Yeah.
Will it musical? No.
Yeah. I mean, there are so many different ways they could have gone with this movie, and it's just like, whatever. But this was Todd Phillips wanting to make a statement. And
that's what it was. You have the director wanting to make a statement. You probably got these people on board like, yeah, we'll stick it to him. We'll show him what's what. And that's great. If it's your own money and you're funding it yourself, you can go make a flipping statement. You could go subvert expectations and do Rian Johnson style. You're allowed to do that if it's your money. The problem is they keep putting these people in charge of franchises or main characters or established IP and then letting them subvert expectations or make arty films, and then they lose all kinds of money. And then they're like, why? Why did this happen?
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. It's like, why are they surprised? Like, I mean, seriously, do they not have people at these companies telling them this isn't going to work? Right. I mean, they used to reshoot movies, the endings, based on test audiences, which I guess Disney did because they did it with Captain America. But like, you didn't. Did they show this movie to a focus group? Because they would have looked at it, they would have been like, yeah, this is trash.
A focus group of real people?
Of real people.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, somebody's probably going to get fired over this. I can almost guarantee you somebody's going to get fired. You cannot lose a company $200 million and walk away from that. Right. Mm-hmm. I think that's the one big takeaway from 2024 going into 2025 so far is that you have to pay the piper. Mm-hmm. Companies have to make money. There's no room for charity.
You're going to see a theme with that today, actually. You're
going to see a theme, yes. And we're seeing a lot of that. And a lot of things are going on, people flipping out about things. Or, oh my God, I lost my job. I don't understand why. It's because there's no money. There's no money. We can't spend hundreds. And they spend it like it's nothing. Mm-hmm. Like $200 million on a movie,
That's what they lost on the movie.
Yeah, but I'm like, and they're just like, what are they supposed to do? Just be like, it's okay. We'll just do another Willy Wonka movie and we'll get it back. I'm like, God, that's a lot of money. It's like it's like they're playing the stock market or, gambling on crypto or something, it's just like, you seriously could take that $200 million and do just about anything else with it. Actually, it was the CEO of Square Enix. I think I read one time that he said how they determine which games to greenlight is, would that money be better off just sitting in an account somewhere collecting interest, or if we put it in the stock market, will we make more money? Because if that's the case, we're not going to greenlight a game.
Right. Well, they should have done that here, because you have to figure if they lost $200 million and they made $200 million at the theater, then it had to have cost at least $400 million, at least.
Yeah. Well, I know they marketed the hell out of this one. The first one, like you said, the first one was like on a shoestring budget and it made bank. And they honestly thought, even if we did half of that, we're going to be in good shape. And that is not happening. So
again, you could hire us and we'll just tell you bad idea, a good idea, but you never do.
Yeah, right. If you just came to me and said, hey, we're going to make a Joker sequel. We're going to completely destroy the character of Arthur Fleck. We're going to make it a musical with Lady Gaga. What do you think? No.
Yeah, just stop.
Just no. Just no. Don't even bother. If that's the best idea you have for a sequel, don't even make a sequel, because the first
$10 million, please.
First one was a good movie. Quit while you're ahead, right? Got know when to hold them, know when to fold them. So we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
Let's wrap this one up, guys. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.